The concept of dopamine fasting, as proposed by Dr. Cameron Sifa, is a form of digital detox that involves avoiding addictive technologies that may result in the overstimulation of the brain. This includes mediums such as social media, music streaming, and internet gaming, and may even extend to temporary restrictions on social interaction. And eating. Its significance does not lie in literally reducing dopamine levels, but rather to counteract impulsive behaviors associated with excessive dopamine rewards. Critics, including a researcher from Harvard, argue the technique is merely a fad, stemming from a fundamental misunderstanding of dopamine's function in the brain. Others suggest that both practitioners and critics themselves may misinterpret its concept. Instead of this misunderstanding, the technique should be viewed as an intervention against behavioral addiction. The underlying idea is to break the repetitive cycles of excitement induced by digital technology. By avoiding these sources of pleasure, practitioners believe that harmful habits can be unlearned, allowing for greater self-reflection and an overall increase in personal happiness. Dopamine fasting, however, lacks a clear definition regarding which technologies to avoid, how often the practice should be undertaken, or how it effectively functions. Some limit the avoidance to online technology, while others might abstain from all work, exercise, physical contact, and unnecessary conversations. Among the examples of dopamine fasting provocations are the ring of a smartphone or the temptation of social media notifications, which can all lead to impulsive behavior. The aim of dopamine fasting, therefore, can be seen as a reaction to services offered by tech companies designed to keep users continually engaged. In some ways, dopamine fasting echoes religious traditions, with its most extreme form being complete sensory deprivation. Advocates argue dopamine fasting aids in exerting greater self-control and discipline to their lives. New York Times journalist Nellie Bowles even noted dopamine fasting made her subject's life more exciting and fun. Despite its clear division between critics and proponents, dopamine fasting has become popular, with particular buzz within the Silicon Valley's biohackers community, as described by Vice. This trend witnesses an appeal towards achieving mental clarity by exercising temporary abstinence from pleasurable activities. The theme of the narrative revolves around the impact of technology use and how it compares to drug substances on the brain's dopamine response. Technology usage induces a dopamine reaction akin to any regular pleasurable experience, increasing from 50s to 100s by comparison. The dopamine levels surge to 350s and 1250s, and 1200 respectively with the use of cocaine and methamphetamine, two very addictive substances. Additionally, dopamine receptors react differently to technology usage than they do to substance misuse. There's no evidence to show they become less sensitive to dopamine with frequent tech usage like they do with substance misuse. Finally, the assumption that reducing dopamine spikes would upregulate dopamine receptors, thereby increasing motivation or pleasure, is proven wrong. On the contrary, breaking away from destructive habits could free up time for healthier routines like physical exercises. This could lead to real growth in the volume of gray matter in various parts of the brain related to the reward system.